All aboard, honey. All aboard, honey. Welcome back, baby, for another episode of Backseat Drivers. We here, honey.
We are. What you been up to this week, girl?
Girl, I ain't been up to shit. I ain't been up to absolutely nothing, honey. What you been up to?
Nothing. Just furniture shopping, work. Midterms was this week, so it was a very busy week. But I'm getting everything I need to get done. You know, I don't want to say I'm getting it done ahead of time. I'm getting it done right at the last minute, but it's getting done. That's the most important. That's the most important thing. But I'm getting everything done. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm getting ready to move into my apartment. The apartment is going to be beautiful. I finished picking out all the bedroom furniture. I have not gotten all of the living room furniture yet. I have some ideas, or I've looked at some furniture, but I haven't decided on the color scheme and everything I'm going with. But yeah, I'm very excited about that. Yeah.
Yes, God, I know you happy, honey. Ready to get your own place. It ain't nothing like having your own place, do your own thing, move around at your own time.
Exactly. I said to myself, this will be the last time. I won't say last time, but you tell yourself this stuff. But this will be the last time that I'm not in my own place. I feel like I'm too grown at this point to be making decisions to where I'm staying with. Not that it's bad, because I still have my own bedroom. My sister is perfectly fine. It's not even an issue. It's like there was no issue, no problem.
I was gonna say, girl, you were moving.
But
that's understandable.
But I feel like the next move I make, I'm gonna be moving straight into my own situation. It's just okay. I just feel like I'm getting too old. Yeah, I'm just getting too old to be doing this again. It's been too long. I'm just tired. I just need to be in my own house, because you just can't do everything that you want to do in your own house. Even though I don't do anything, but it's just the thought of being able to do certain things that you can't do. Right.
But yeah, that's about it. You love to be in control of a situation, and you love to be in control of your environment. No, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. But you love to be in control of your environment, and if you don't want to have to hear noises that you don't want to hear. You don't want to have to. I do not like kids. Yeah, come on now. So I get it.
I've lived by myself for so many years, and it was a big adjustment, because when I'm in a house by myself, if the only noises I'm hearing in the house are noises that I'm making. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. The noises you choose.
So when you live, especially when you live with another family and then they have children, that's a whole other thing. It was a whole adjustment just to be somewhere where, because kids are constantly going to make noise. Kids are constantly doing stuff. It's just too much for me. I don't ever really want kids. I don't know if I said this on the podcast. I don't want kids. I would have kids under the right circumstances, but
under the right man, honey. Under the right man. That's what that is. Circumstances. Under the right man, honey.
Under the right circumstances. But I'm ready to be by my lonesome. Yeah, but it's
completely
it's
understandable. Completely understandable.
It's good. Yeah.
But yes, honey, I think we might need to go and jump into this shit, because it's, Justice Smollett, girl.
Okay. Let's go ahead and start this episode off. I'm Wise Guy Code.
I'm Tiger Depressed Tansy.
Lord. And this is Backseat Drivers. Let's go ahead and get started.
I'll take y'all back to the old school. How far back? How about the 7? Do it again. Do it again. What? Let's do it again. Oh, do it again. Do it again. Let's do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Let's do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
You want to go ahead and get it out the gate?
Let's go ahead, honey. Miss Justice Smollett, girl. At this point, sis, the evidence against you, sis, it done became so great. I can't get on this mic again and take your back just because we share a common experience in this country, and that's being black and gay. I can't, sis. Like, it's too much, and you're not giving me nothing. You can't just be screaming from the mountaintop, I'm innocent, but your text messages don't correlate. They not showing that. So since the last time we talked, a lot of stuff has came out. For one, Jussie was indicted for disorderly conduct for allegedly staging a hate crime assault on himself and filing a false police report. And although Jussie maintains his innocence, police allege that he intended to further his career. That was the reason why they're saying that he did this, is that he was dissatisfied with his salary over there at Empire and felt like that if he tied racism and homophobia and Trump all together, some way, somehow, it was going to increase his check. So, these girls, this is a new level of stunting, girl. I'm used to the stunt queens. But this is new. This is normally the girls be doing the gay for pay, but this is activism for pay, bitch. This is new. I had never heard of this one. So yes, Cook County out there in Chicago, honey, they have detailed extensive evidence. They have text messages, they have phone records, they have witness statements. It's a lot, and it's making sense. They've actually put all of the pieces in place. They've put this puzzle together because it makes sense why you didn't want to hand over your phone now. It makes sense why when you did give them your phone records, it was heavily redacted. All of that is making sense. So, to start this thing off, from the beginning, you was on some fuckery because you sent that goddamn threatening letter that arrived at the Fox Studios. Prosecutors are saying that Jussie sent that letter to him damn self, okay? To him damn self. Really, Jussie?
It was really an old school, like you go and you find magazines and cut them out and glue it. It was very, I was like, goodness, what is this?
It was very arts and crafts.
80? Mm-hmm. Like I haven't seen one of these in a while.
Long time, yes. Yes, very much so. So he paid these two Nigerian brothers that we've talked about last week, Abel and Ola. He paid them $3,500 via a check to stage this attack with him. Now, girl, are you dumb?
They said they have the check too.
Girl, they got the check, girl. They got the check, girl.
What kind of? I can't even get into.
You never
words.
do a crime with a check.
How stupid? What?
First off, who under the age of 40 writing checks? Who is under the age of 40 writing checks, bitch?
What? How dumb are you? What? It doesn't make sense. I'm going to participate in illegal activities, and then I'm going to write a check to pay for it.
Paper trail. I'm gonna set the paper trail up on my own ass.
Girl, if you don't withdraw $200 every week until you got $3,500 and then give it to
Come on now.
Girl, are you dumb? My God.
All right. So on January 25th, Jussie texted Abel, which is the brother that he was closest to, and he said, might need your help on the low. You around to meet up and talk face to face. And prosecutors say that it was at that point that Jussie proposed staging the attack. On January 27th, Jussie picked the brothers up and drove them to the scene, honey, outside of his apartment building where he wanted everything staged up. He showed them where the surveillance cameras was. He coached the brothers. He said, okay, I want y'all to pop me, but don't pop a bitch too hard because I got to be down there to the Empire set later on. After this shit is over with, I need my face to still be cute. Don't hit me too hard. He gave them $100 bill so that they can go buy the supplies. They bought the red hat, ski mask, rope, and then they got that on video because they went and purchased it in the area at a beauty shop. So all of that is on film. They got the brothers down there paying for the shit. The attack was originally scheduled to have taken place at 10 p.m. on January 28th, but his flight from New York to Chicago was delayed by 4 hours, and he ended up having to reschedule the attack for 2 a.m. on January 29th. And prosecutors say that he was about 4 minutes late. The brothers waited at the designated location until he arrived. The prosecutors say that the stage attack took about 45 seconds, and it was just outside of the camera range. After it was over with, the brothers ran away. Jussie went home. The police was called, and we're to today where he told the little lie. Or should I say the big lie?
My God. My God. Oh, my goodness. It's so ridiculous, and it's like they're saying he did this for money. I know Fox released a statement and said that Jussie has never asked him for money or asked him for an increase. But my thing is, I don't even know if Empire has been renewed for a 6th season. You get what I'm saying? Has it been renewed for a 6th season yet?
From my understanding, when they originally signed on, they signed on for 7 seasons.
Gotcha.
That was what I was told. And then after the blockbuster first season, they all received a pay increase because I think they were. I don't want to know. I think I read that he was making somewhere around $25,000 per episode when the show first started. Mm-hmm. But then after that blockbuster season, because the show did great. I mean, the ratings of that show is amazing. I've talked about that before. It's one of the most watched shows out. Most recently, I heard from Variety that he makes $100,000 per episode, but that he had signed on for 7 seasons. So, to think that you would need more than that from Empire, that's a lot of money. I feel, but I'm a broke bitch. So what do I know? Jussie, I'm so torn on this. It's I don't even know what to think. Like, because he is still proclaiming his innocence after he got out. After he posted bond and got out, he went right on up there to the Empire set. And he, gave them this heartfelt apology, telling them, I'm sorry that I done put all y'all through this, but I am still innocent. Like, he is still, after everything that they laid out in that hearing, they read direct text messages between you and these brothers, and you still walk out of that hearing proclaiming yourself to be innocent. Now, what I will say is, one, I feel like there must be some type of mental health thing going on here. There's got to be. You don't have some type of break in your mind somewhere. You've got to, because it's just not making logical sense. And beyond that, also in these text messages, Abel, he has been providing Jussie with drugs since spring of 2018. And in the messages, Jussie asks for Molly specifically, which is a form of ecstasy. So we got 2 potential reasons why this could be, and why he could be, I don't know, really just seeing himself as innocent, or really thinking that if he just keeps saying he's innocent, it's not. He's like I don't know. It's kind of delusional. It's really delusional. That's the best way I can describe it. So those are really the 2 things. It's got to be something mentally, and it could be this boy. He got a drug problem.
At this point, if he had something that would proclaim his innocence, he would have shown it by now. They would have. Right. His defense would have said, "Oh, we have something, and we're sure we're gonna get these charges dropped." Blah blah blah. Anything. He did it. I do not believe. I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat shit for you. At this point, Jussie, you a raggedy, sorry ass piece of trash. I don't know what. I honestly don't believe it's because of the money, because it doesn't make sense. I just don't know what it is. That's what the police. It doesn't make. I don't know what his motive was, and frankly, I don't give a damn. At this point, you deserve to actually be assaulted in the streets. You deserve to go to jail. You deserve everything that is coming your way. You deserve a full cancellation. I don't get it. You have disrespected so many people. You have hurt so many people. I have no words. And what I do not understand is how Fox is continuing to stand behind him, only after tremendous pressure from both, the cast and crew and the public for them to fire him. They just announced that they are going to remove him from the last 2 episodes of the season. And they made it very clear that they did not write him out, and that he will not also possibly appear in future seasons. They just said, because of the tension right now, we're going to leave him off of the last 2 episodes. I don't get it. I don't know why. I didn't know since when, certain networks started caping for or started riding this hard for black people. I didn't know that. I was just for sure. I just knew that they was going to announce that he was canceled. I just knew. If not, they was going to cancel the whole empire. And he about to cancel everybody checks like they did was then. I just knew that was coming down the pipeline. I don't know who. Let me not say what I'm about to say. I don't know what he did or who he's good Judas with down to the Fox studios for them to allow him to come straight from prison, straight from jail up to their studios, and then only after tremendous pressure still just say, okay, just chill these last 2 episodes. Girl, I don't know what it is. I don't know what he did, but it just doesn't make sense. I just don't get it. I personally feel like he was looking at this from a bigger than just getting a bigger check on Empire. He was looking to broadcast his name and basically launch the next steps of his career. Meaning, this is gonna mean more opportunities, bigger movies, bigger roles. You know, this is just gonna basically put me on a platform, and then I can also get some activism teas, get a little Colin Kaepernick. A little Colin Kaepernick money. Like, this is, I don't get it. I do not. He's about to be the next face of Nike. he was. I think that's really what it is. I don't think it was specifically for it. An Empire check, like you said, they checks is pretty much already secured. He may can potentially argue or get a little bit more. But I feel like he was thinking bigger than this. And when you have people like Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson, all these celebrities, you had African American straight men coming out and vocally supporting you. Did you know how hard it is to get African American straight men to come out for anything, let alone
black gay man? Yes,
right. Like, that was huge. And
it was huge. It was huge.
Girl, this is.
Let me say this. It's very much so poorly executed. One thing that I am glad about is that there at no point were there any white faces that were connected to his lie. I'm happy about that because I'm reminded of a story, an unfortunate situation that happened maybe a month or so ago. There was a little girl by the name of Jasmine Barnes who was shot in Texas in a drive-by shooting. And she was in the car, her mother was in the car, and her sister was in the car. And I believe all three of them got shot, but the little girl was the only one that ended up dying. And the mother saw a white man in a red truck speeding off. And so to her, you know, having been just in a traumatic situation, her mind put it together and said, okay, that white man just shot us. And so that was what she came out and said. And so later on, that white man ended up being arrested. And to make a long story short, his mugshot started getting circulated around, and they were connecting it with the death of this black little girl. And his family started receiving death threats. He was receiving death threats. And come to find out, it was a black man that actually ended up doing the shooting. So in that situation, like, I felt horrible. And there were celebrities, there were activists, there were a lot of people who were associating themselves with that story and were trying to help, you know, connect that man to the story. And so that is really what this could have ended up being. Like, you really could have ended up in a situation where someone's life was getting threatened, or someone could have gotten seriously hurt behind this level of a lie. And then it's hard. I don't even know if I'm going to ever be able to hear anything related to Justice Smollett in the future, because this really is like a character. This is a character thing. This is like an issue with your character. Like, it goes beyond just one lie.
He went to Good Morning America, sat across from Robin Roberts, cried his heart out, did probably the best acting of his career. Honestly, the best acting of his career.
Shady, honey.
With no girl, something is wrong with you. You are not right.
Yeah, this is wrong. It's something wrong.
This is not right.
He need to come on out and say mental health and drugs. He need to come on out.
I don't give a damn at this point. I do. He needs whatever is coming to his way. Mental health is real. I definitely believe something is wrong with you for you to be on this type of level of lying like this. You're gonna really try to defraud the whole world. He really thought this was an episode of Empire. Like, I'm just gonna create my own. I'm just gonna create my own fictional
reality,
fictional story, right?
But we got a president that do that every day now. So okay. So let me throw this out there. Jesse, you tried it, okay? But MAGA supporters, Trump supporters, of the 1,000 things y'all have done, we found out that one wasn't true. But y'all still responsible for them 999, bitch, okay? So not too much. Not too much. Lord. Y'all still ain't shit. Y'all still white supremacists. Y'all still support a bigot. Y'all president still ain't shit. That has got to be said, because the way that Fox News, the way that a lot of these people, they trying to use this and throw it like, we're under attack. They are accusing us of no, baby. Most of the stuff y'all get accused of, you actually were responsible for.
Right.
Okay? Like this is just one situation. I also don't feel. I know that it's being said that this could have a negative impact on people in the future coming out talking about hate crimes and things like that. Yes, but if that is the case, that's because those people already didn't want to believe that hate crimes are happening. Anybody that uses Jussie Smollett in the future to try to say, well, I don't know if we gonna believe them, that mean that you already was susceptible to not believing people. I think that everybody who came out and supported Jussie initially, like I said, there was never a face that was attached outside of Trump and his supporters who are bigots, regardless of Jussie or not. There was never a face that was associated with this situation. So I think that everyone who came out in support of Jussie initially did the right thing. I think that that's what we're supposed to do. When victims come out and they say, I have been victimized, I have gone through this situation, you're supposed to believe them. And that's not to say that you're supposed to get online and start talking shit and start sending threatening letters and doing all that extra shit is unnecessary. But believe the victim, and then as the situation plays out, then it plays out. And then if you need to change your stance, then you change your stance. But you need to believe people. People don't need to be coming out with what has happened to them, whether it's rape, hate crime, whatever, and then we automatically say, oh no, that bitch lying. It don't need to go like that's not how this thing need to go. We did the right thing by coming out and saying, yes, we believe you, we support you, and then we watch it play out. That's it. And then once it plays out, if the person was lying, they get held accountable. And that's what is happening with Jussie. He's going to be held accountable. I think that this is going to have a very negative impact on his career, especially once we get down to the bottom of it completely. Because he goes back to court next month.
He's facing jail time. How long can you get?
But it also could be probation though. It could be it's punishable by 1 year to 3 years, but it also could be probation. So it's not. Plus his people talking about his track record. He was one time before he had a situation, I think in 2007, where he was pulled over. I think I don't know if it was a DUI, but something to that effect. And he gave like a false name. And that was like the one other incident that he has in his past. So I don't know how much of his track record outside of that is not bad at all. So I don't know if they're going to really throw the book at his ass or not. I don't know. I think that a lot of that is going to depend on him right now and the way that he's handling this, because he is still proclaiming his innocence. And it's like, bruh, they got so much evidence against you. You are going to get a larger sentence by sitting up here still trying to say you innocent. If you come on out now and say mental health and drugs, then bitch, maybe they'll go a little bit easier on you and pay your little money to the Chicago police for having wasted their goddamn time when they could have been investigating Lord knows what else. And then get the hell out of our lives. That's it. And go sit down somewhere.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's very disrespectful. I hope that he gets everything that's coming to him. I sincerely do. At this point, unless he gonna pull out, the only way that this will make sense is he have to pull out some Hail Mary, and this will be the greatest or the most elaborate TV show
scheme of all time.
Right. He'll have to pull something out, and I don't see nothing. I don't know how many more turns this story can take. I honestly don't.
I don't know how many more we can either, girl. I was sitting here like, Jussie, right after I just started trying to get my life together, get my mind together, and stop canceling hoes, you gonna pull some shit like this, bitch. We gonna have to call the council committee again. After this bullshit you done pulled. And then you had the nerve to be out here talking about, I'm the gay Tupac. Bitch, no. No, girl. All lies on me, honey. All lies on your ass.
And then talking about I fought the fuck back. Bitch. Lord. Boy.
Ooh, honey, he's an activist for pay, honey. Activist for pay.
Lord. Oh my
Did you ever care? That's my question. Did you ever care about the LGBT community? I think that's one of the most hurtful things is that you have been a vocal, advocate. You have been in support of LGBT. You have been making issues known. Like, you've been doing this for a while now. Was any of it ever genuine? Or has it been your plan to try to monetize activism? Has that been your goal? Like, did you ever care about this community? Girl. Any hoo-ha.
I always hated his voice, in my opinion, so... I guess now I'm finally, y'all can finally join the unpopular opinion, because I always thought he couldn't sing, but that was my personal opinion. But that didn't never stop me from supporting him. But anyway, are we done?
Yes, that's it for Jussie. What you got for us,
done
girl?
For Miss Smollett. R. Kelly. Did you plan on talking about R. Kelly today? Was that one of your things? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I guess we could just tag team him, because it's kind of reckless. It's kind of pop. I don't know. Totally everything is blurred together. R. Kelly was indicted on multiple counts, or actually 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, involving a total of 4 victims, 3 of which were said to be minors at the time of the abuse. And the abuse ranges all the way from 1998 to 2010.
And the victims, those 3 underage, were between 13 and 16.
Oh, I didn't even have all that tea, which is even more disgusting. It's not like they were 17 or anything like that, which don't make it better. But 13
which is the age of consent in some states. So,
okay.
It wouldn't have made it better. It's still disgusting, but it is at least consent in some states. But he done went below consent, honey. He don't want no consent age.
R. Kelly, as you guys have known, has been dealing with allegations since the 90s. He was actually in 2002 was on trial between 2002 to 2008 for child pornography, which he was acquitted. I don't know how, but he was acquitted. A lot
14
of 14
counts at that.
Yeah, on 14 counts. So just because we indicted him on 10 does not mean that he's not going to walk away. I personally believe that this has a lot to do with, them re-looking into him after the Surviving R. Kelly documentary that literally polarized the world and made everybody, for once, actually look at these victims as victims, because R. Kelly had been able to hide behind his music for so long, and he knew that his creative genius, as far as hit making and moving people sonically, at least, would make them look past or not believe or be doubtful of anything. How could somebody this great, how could somebody who wrote, Step in the Name of Love, Happy People, all of these songs, right, be capable of this? And so because of that, they were able to cast doubt. And this actually, for me, this actually made me look at other celebrities and how, if you look at some of the greats who reached a certain level of popularity, they were able to do certain things and right in the public's eye, and the public just completely looked past all of their transgressions, because they just felt a certain, they let how they felt about their artistry also influence how they cloud their judgment, influence how they responded to certain news. To me, it's almost like this. If we found out, no matter what Oprah,
don't take Oprah from us. Don't take Oprah from us. Choose another bitch. Don't take Oprah from us.
Girl. Okay, somebody equivalent in popularity and kindredness to Oprah, not Oprah, because we already know she didn't do shit. But I'm just saying, it's somebody like
I don't care
her.
if nobody come out and say Oprah did shit. She ain't do it.
Exactly.
Let me stop, because that's the problem with R. Kelly. Let me stop.
It's just like, no matter what somebody comes out and says, we're gonna be like, that bitch lying.
Right, exactly.
It just is what it is. After you reach a certain point and you've done so much good, it's the likelihood of the public believing anything about you is very low. We can go back to Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was able to threaten these women for decades because he had an immaculate public record perception.
Right.
What he had done for the community, specifically for black people, for comedy, for the world, like that he was able to say to these women, him and his lawyers and his people, who's gonna believe you? And that fear enough of them ruining their own lives, their own career, kept them quiet for such a long time. This is not something that's new. I feel like there are a lot of people whose career should also have gotten this treatment, but will never get it because some of them are dead. So their legacy. I feel like if R. Kelly would have died a couple of years ago, his legacy would have lived on. And people were saying that Bill Cosby should have went ahead and passed, and that would have, once the allegations start really picking up. People were saying that. People were saying that.
He say he enjoying jail, honey.
Girl, because they don't got him in no regular jail. They probably have him in the Martha Stewart treatment. I think after you get to like a certain stature, they don't put you in like a regular jail. It'd be like, a penthouse apartment or something. I don't know what it is, but to me, they don't put you in it's not no regular. He ain't
having a good time in jail, honey.
But anyway, yeah. R. Kelly. What was your comment? What was your comments on R. Kelly?
So let me say this. All of these charges are coming a week after attorney Michael Avenatti, who is representing a man who calls himself a whistleblower against R. Kelly, announced that he had given Cook County State's Attorney Office a videotape that he says showed R. Kelly having sex with an underage girl. And CNN, they actually saw this VHS tape, and they say that it is 42 minutes and 45 seconds, and it's clear and explicit. And it appears to show R. Kelly having sex with a girl who refers to her body parts as 14 years old. And on top of that, Michael Avenatti also tweeted screenshots from the tape showing R. Kelly's face. And I went on his Twitter and looked at them pictures. And it's R. Kelly. I mean, it's no getting around it. It's fucking R. Kelly on the goddamn tape. And this whistleblower, that's the thing about it. R. Kelly has only been out because of people like this whistleblower who have been holding on to evidence that could have been put R. Kelly where he needed to be. But they've just been holding on to it. It's like, what were you waiting on? What were you gonna do? Wait on till he died and then sell it? Why would you want to keep a VHS tape of child pornography?
That's illegal just to be in possession of child pornography, period. To me, I
guess he ain't gonna go to jail because he's helping the prosecutors get R. Kelly. So I guess that's how he gonna keep his ass from getting caught. But this is disgusting.
He probably felt like this R. Kelly ship is sinking. So let me go ahead and be the one to try to sink it versus be on the ship while it sinks. So let me go ahead and do that. That's what he decided to do.
See, we already knew R. Kelly was sick. We don't know R. Kelly was sick for a while. But the thing is, he got a lot of people around him that were also sick. Because this whistleblower worked for him for decades. So you saw, you already knew. But as long as them checks were flowing in, as long as you was getting paid, as long as he was, helping your little lifestyle out, cool. I'm fine. Fuck who you want. 14, no problem. Just fine. Keep my bank account full. And see, that's outside of R. Kelly, that's really the bigger problem for me, because it's one thing to know that somebody is sick. We already know that about R. Kelly. It ain't we can nail that in the ground, but he is only free because of the amount of people around him who have helped him do these things, who have covered up for him for years and years. It's no way, like, as many tapes as they claim R. Kelly made, there should have been tapes left and right getting turned in to the police.
Right.
But today,
because in the documentary, one of the girls says she had to go through tapes to find her tape to keep it, or whatever she did with her tape, she left it in a hotel.
And there was so many that he didn't even notice that they was missing. That she took a tape. He didn't even know, because it was so many goddamn tapes that he had. He couldn't keep up with how many damn tapes he had. So it ain't no telling how many people running around here with these goddamn child pornography tapes of R. Kelly.
Right.
Like, it's sick. It's sick. What people will do with fame and fortune and all. I mean, that's everybody. That's honestly, that's everybody today. That's R. Kelly. That's Jussie. It's gonna be Khloe Kardashian in a second. It's everybody. What these
Khloe
motherfuckers
Kardashian.
won't do. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go and talk about her and her mama, because they always scheming, stay scheming. Fame, fortune, these people will do anything. They do. Oh yeah, especially Chris. She know how to make it hunty. Let me tell you, bitch. Chris, you could be my manager, girl. I'm on this bitch weighing the girls out over fame and fortune. But let me tell you, Chris Jenner called me, and y'all gonna be doing a podcast episode about me, bitch. because I'm gonna be next in line acting a fool over some knowledge.
You gonna be the T. Yeah.
I'm gonna be the T, honey. Now Tiger was just on here saying that these people be acting crazy over money. Now Chris Jenner done filled his bank account up and he over here acting a fool.
That was broke Tansy.
That was broke me, bitch.
Two different me's. Two different me's.
Okay. But seriously though, fame and fortune is sickening. Go ahead.
It's a mess. And I feel like, let me ask you this. Do you feel like this could happen again? To where like celebrities who are coming up now could get away with this, or do you think that this phase of accountability, trying to hold everybody accountable for their actions, is fleeting, meaning like it's temporary, or do you think that it's actually going to prevent people from like celebrities becoming this big and being this influential to where they can literally get away with murder in broad daylight?
Ooh, that's a good question, girl. Let's really think about it. Okay. How many people do we really have today that are like that level of big though?
Let me say this. I feel like there are people, like I mentioned, like Oprah, so on and so forth, who have gotten to that level. I wouldn't necessarily say Beyonce, but I'm trying to say like,
see, if you won't even put Beyonce up there, I don't even know. That would be
Beyonce is big, but I'm saying she's different from Oprah in the sense that Oprah was big also in the 90s. Oprah has been built this super mega big persona and public perception. I believe that Beyonce is in a younger generation, meaning she's not like Oprah in the sense that our grandparents wouldn't even believe anything about Oprah. Our great grandparents, like I feel like she's been big for so long. I feel like Beyonce is big now, so Beyonce would be a good example of, if Beyonce did this now, would we hold her accountable for her actions, or would we drag her ass? But I feel like Oprah is still a part of that legacy of people who would, because they were a part of a time when this was acceptable, not meaning that Oprah did anything, but meaning people like her, like Robert Kelly, like Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, several people, they could that they could get away with murder. I feel like Beyonce is.
You mumbled on Michael Jackson, honey. You got real mumbly, honey. You got real mumble rapper. Girl, you became an old mumble rapper, honey. You turned into Little Yachty when you said Michael Jackson.
I feel like Beyonce is a part of a next generation of people that we would actually hold accountable. So to answer the question, my opinion is I feel like we would hold them accountable. I feel like it is not fleeting. I feel like because we're so information is so readily available, and news and politics and all of that is becoming pop culture. It's not, I don't have to turn on the news, sit at 5 o'clock and 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock news to see what's going on in the world. I can get on Instagram and then they're going to be making jokes about what's going on. You get them, like, I don't even have to necessarily seek out politics or foreign policy and, domestic policies and laws and stuff like that, because it's already mixed into our lives. And so I believe that because information is so readily available, I believe that artists coming, who are big now and going into the future will not be able to do this. They will not be able to hide behind their actions, because anybody and everybody's going to be ready to spill their tea and, put it out there. You get what I'm saying? But I do believe that there are still certain individuals like, that have been big for such a long time and they're still untouchable. One of the few people I do believe is untouchable is like Barack and Michelle. I'm not saying that they're going to do anything. I doubt it, but I'm just saying that they are so big right now that you'll be like, okay, now y'all lying. you get what I'm saying?
They ain't been, they ain't been in the foreground as long as Beyonce, but they still have managed, because of, I guess, just the sheer impact that they've had on the country and on the world as a whole. They've just had that level of an impact to where they've become like an Oprah in a sense. Right. So I do agree with you. I think that for people like Oprah and Barack and Michelle especially, it would be an uphill climb. Put it like that. Like the type of the evidence would have to be, beyond damning.
Monumental.
It would have to be beyond damning, because even for R. Kelly, you know, we've known for forever that R. Kelly was on that goddamn sex tape, and you'll still have people in 2018 or 2019 like Erykah Badu tweeting if he did it. You know what I'm saying? So like that, because of his impact, because of what he meant to her. So yeah, I do agree with that. Beyonce, on the other hand, would probably be held accountable. I don't think that her fans would have a hard time grappling with it. Beyonce has a very big fan base, but the more I think about it, she also has a lot of people who are not necessarily here for her like that. And so I think that it would be easier for people to hold her accountable. Plus, there are people who feel like obviously, she hasn't done anything like R. Kelly or something like that. But there are things that she has done throughout history that I think people have already questioned and kind of, you know, taken her to task on. So I don't think that people would have that big of an issue trying to, you know, coming down on Beyonce. Plus, I think she got a lot of haters as well. I'll be honest about that. Her and Jay-Z, they have a lot of people that don't like them. So to see their union or to see their status destroyed, a lot of people would love that. But R. Kelly had a lot of people that just loved him. You know what I'm saying? The amount of people who did not like him was slim in comparison to the people who absolutely loved his music. And so it's the audience of people who are, you know, really gonna hold him accountable. It's a lot smaller. So yeah, I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
Right. I don't know what it is, but I feel like musically, and I feel like music artists and, you know, actors and actresses, they are more likely to be held accountable. But I feel like people who operate in a different sector, like the Michelle Obamas, Oprahs, you know, people who just have influence, even like a Colin Kaepernick, they excuse me, they are more likely to be less believable.
Right. So this may not be the only thing that we hear about R. Kelly as well, because he still has there are other jurisdictions that have open investigations going on. I think there's one in Atlanta that's going on as well. So this is just what we're hearing from Chicago right now. So we'll see what these other girls got, because they may nail his ass this time. They really might.
I feel like the public perception of him right now has been weakened to a point where I feel like a jury would actually convict him. Mm-hmm. That's what I feel. Yeah. So do you want to do something?
So it's my go, girl. Look, we set up here in tag team that I forgot that was yours and not mine, girl. Ooh, so yeah, let's get into this this bullshit with Khloe, honey, and Tristan. So, you know, these Kardashian stories, you have to take them with a grain of salt, okay? You know, we hadn't really ever had to talk about Jussie Smollett before, so there was a bit of a learning curve, right? But with these Kardashians. Honey, with these Kardashians, you already know what you're getting yourself into every goddamn time. So let's make sure we keep that in mind. So what is being claimed is that Jordyn Woods, who is a model and also best friend of Kylie Jenner, and Tristan Thompson, Khloe's baby daddy, was spotted out at a party in Los Angeles Sunday, February 17th, making out, right? A family friend of the Kardashians saw what was going on and reported that to Khloe on Monday, February the 18th. And then Khloe confronted both Jordyn and Tristan on separate occasions about it. And initially, allegedly, Jordyn said it didn't happen, but then later she said it did. And Tristan, of course, Mr. Cheetah, honey, he came right on out and admitted. He said, okay, yeah, me and the girl, and what you gonna do? You gonna leave me? You ain't leave me last time. And so, Lord. From what they're saying, Khloe ended their 2-year relationship at that point when he admitted to that. And then on Tuesday, February 19th, Jordyn and Tristan were back again, honey, back all over each other again at some bash at his place. And then, of course, I don't know that much about Jordyn, so I didn't know, but she had been living with Kylie. But on Wednesday, February 20th, they're saying that Kylie told her, baby, you got to get your ass on up and out now. You done sat up here and you done made out with my sister's man. And granted, we getting ready to make a hefty coin off your ass, but you got to get the hell out.
But you would not be benefiting.
You won't be right. You won't be on the receiving end of that coin. We will. So you know, Khloe done had her ass online. She been, I think I'm gonna call it insta-venting. Insta-venting. I like that term. She's been online trying to act like she's a victim, honey. She said we have to accept that some people are really fucked up, and it's not our job to heal them. Okay, Khloe. Sure.
Girl.
She also said the worst pain is getting hurt by a person you explained your pain to. Girl, he been hurt when? Hurt the first time? Or hurt now on the 10th or 11th time? Because he's been cheating forever.
He's been cheating. So, he's probably never stopped cheating. I don't believe he ever stopped cheating. Like what? Girl. It was the holidays. It was the off season.
Girl, you know what's crazy to me? The woman that Tristan left, because I don't know if you knew this or not, because I don't know nothing about Tristan Thompson. I don't care for him. Don't look nothing up. Don't care. But apparently, he had left a woman for Chloe. He left a woman while she was pregnant with his child. Left her for Chloe. Do you know what that girl's name was?
Jordan.
Girl, come on now. Now look now. I don't believe this shit is. I feel like this shit is all a plot and a plan, and I'm gonna get to why I feel that way in a second. But if the shit was true, this is the perfect definition of how you get them is how you lose them, bitch. Come on, you done lost your man to a girl named Jordan after you stole him from a girl named Jordan. Come on, that just makes too much sense. But okay, so. With this whole thing, it's been a lot of rumors going around. I've heard everything from Jordan has been sleeping with Tristan for a month and we just now found it out, to she only made out with him one time because she was under the influence of alcohol, to Chloe and Tristan were already separated and now Kris Jenner is using this situation to set up the next episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, as well as preparing Chloe to be on The Bachelorette. And I'm most inclined to believe that last one that got most of the details. And the reason I'm believing that is because the fucking creator and producer of The Bachelorette literally tweeted yesterday and said, I have already been in contact with my dear friend Kris Jenner about Khloe Kardashian as The Bachelorette. Stay tuned, bitch. This is a TV show. This shit is fake.
Girl.
This shit is fake. Girl. It's a plan. It's a plot.
They already wrote the next 3 seasons of their lives. They just Girl, Kris Jenner, I have to give her a round of applause. That bitch know how to get a coin. Like, it's respectable. It's like
it is a respectable
I can
hustle.
actually respect it because she's out in the open. Like, of course I'm gonna monetize this. Of course I'm going to take this to the bank. What do you mean? What else am I supposed to do with this?
If Tristan gonna keep cheating, why not make money off of it?
Right, Justice sitting around giving out free entertainment. But that's not what we doing over here.
Now he should have called Kris. Now he should have called Kris and told her, right. Kris, how would you spend this? How would you spend this, Kris? Help me, girl.
Girl, no, he should have let Kris arrange the whole thing because she would have did it better than this. It wouldn't have been that sloppy. She would have had witnesses. Extras, like everybody would have been in on it. It would have been executed much better than this.
As soon as he started writing that check, she would have ripped it up. As soon as he started writing, that's what we're not gonna do. We don't do paper trails. No, give me that. You silly boy, give me that. Let me help you out,
Lord.
So I see people online. There's some people who still feel like this is real. So we'll kind of talk about it for just a moment here from a real perspective, right? Just for a second. So there are some people saying, oh, go ahead.
Let me say this. I feel like they just wrote Jordan out of their like they wrote
out of their life, like it's a story.
Yeah, out of their storyline. Like they wrote Black China off. Okay, Black China will be exiting the next season.
Yes,
they just wrote Jordan out of their life.
They did. Their entire life is a storyline. Their existence, every piece of it, from Kanye's. His spot, everything is a story, everything is a piece, and Kris Jenner is just moving these pieces around. She, everybody has to sacrifice at times, and I'm sure she went to Kylie and said, look, Kylie, I know you like Jordan, I know you like her, but it's your time to sacrifice. You're gonna have to move that bitch out, okay? We gotta make this happen.
Bruce, it's time for you to turn into a woman. That's what
come
we're
on
doing next.
Come on.
Let's just take a step back. Let's just take a motherfucking step back. So this family is even the whole Kardashian name stems from OJ and his being OJ, and he wasn't even the main attorney. He was just like a friend. He really wasn't even that influential in the whole
Robert
trial.
Kardashian. Yes.
Right. And then he birthed these children. But at that time, Kris Jenner was
had totally
already
different faces back then, by the way.
Right. So they do all that. Kim Kardashian started as a stylist for, black celebrities like Brandy, a few other girls. I think that's how Paris Hilton. She eventually worked her way up to Paris Hilton, she kept on to Brandy by Ray J, because she stole she started fraternizing with she's supposed to be the help, but now she's up here sleeping with Ray J, but at the same time she's styling for Paris Hilton, and what is the other girl, Lionel Richie daughter, Nicole Richie. So all of that happened. And so then she become besties with them, started getting a little, buzz, because they were the original, like, Kardashian girls. Like, they were the original. People just liked them.
They were.
Because they were so rich. They were born into wealth, and they just lived such a fabulous lifestyle. And people just wanted to see what they were doing. Like, they were just socialized. They were like the original socialite girls.
They really were.
And then Kim Kardashian became friends with them, even though she was broke at that time. They weren't broke. Like, they was just like a regular middle-class family. But meanwhile, Kris Jenner over here plotting with the sex tape because Ray J said he never had possession of the sex tape. Like, Kim always had possession, and she didn't ever deny having possession of it. She gave the possession to her mom. Her mom released the sex tape, marketed the sex tape. Girl, now she ride alongside with Paris Hilton. Next thing she knows, she get the whole reality show, bring the whole family up. They got new booties, new lips, new skin colors. Girl,
everything.
Girl, now her husband got a divorce. She done turned him into a woman. It's the amount of stuff that they have went through, the amount of twists and turns.
She turned him into a woman.
She did. She literally just
turned
him into a woman for a check.
She said, Bruce, we all got to sacrifice. We all got to sacrifice. And yours is going to cost you a penis. Yours is going to cost a penis.
It's just a mess. Chloe done got with Lamar, then divorced him.
Girl.
Kim done had a 3-week wedding and marriage. It's just, and then they got with Kanye. It's so many facets, so many moving pieces.
Oh,
girl,
I
can't. I done missed about 15
historical moment.
15 different twists and turns in the storyline. That was just what I
really
can remember off the top of my head. But back to the Kardashians. Let's go.
But yes, like I said, there's some people online that still feel like this is real, and they're saying, y'all talking about Jordan, y'all coming down on Jordan, y'all coming down on Khloe, but y'all not saying nothing about Tristan. Y'all not holding Tristan accountable. He's the one that cheated. He's the one that. Okay, girls. This is how I look at that. Okay, the way I see it, it's almost like going to a zoo. When you go to a zoo, it's going to be a lion there or a tiger there, and the bitch is going to be behind the cage, right? You already know that if you get your funky ass in that goddamn cage, you're going to be walking up out that bitch with either missing limbs or you're going to be on somebody's stretcher because your life gone. Your whole life gone, bitch. You done died. That's the way that I see Tristan. A lion and a tiger have historically shown us who they are. Okay? Them bitches don't fucking play. Tristan has historically shown women who he is. He's going to cheat. He's going to leave you. He's going to do whatever the fuck he wants. So if you continue to walk your ass up into that cage and fuck with that damn lion, aka Tristan, then bitch, you get the outcome that you already knew was gonna be the outcome for you went in there. It ain't nothing. What are we gonna hold him accountable for? We already know he ain't shit. He has shown that. We already know he ain't faithful. He has shown that. It ain't nothing else. Like, you have got to be the intellectual one in the situation to know not to put yourself in that predicament. That's it. That's plain and simple. Like, it ain't nothing else. Like, what you want us to do?
Why
He's
would
a
we
lion.
feel bad for Chloe? What? She has made so much money off this Tristan.
Girl. She
made so much money off this Tristan storyline.
Child.
Girl, she is not worried. She is not worried. Girl. And they're gonna try to play the victim. Kim gonna say, she's a working single mother, blah blah blah. Girl. If they don't stop with that single mother, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful to women out here busting their ass. Y'all don't do anything. Like, y'all literally don't. Like, you are just a social celebrity that people pay because they want to know what the next twist and turn in your life is going to be.
Exactly.
I guess, but to each his own. Kris Jenner, call us. You can write us in.
You sure can, girl. You really can. I'm serious. I'm playing, but I'm serious.
We'll be down to Calabasas with a Rich Cosby. That's Calabasas. That's new money.
Exactly. See, the thing is, we already know what we getting into, so we already know. Okay, she probably gonna write us in for about a season or two of their life, and then she gonna write us out. And we already know what's coming. And the thing is, you gotta get in there and get everything you can while you there, and then get the fuck out. And the thing is, I'll be trying to make my exit. It's temporary. I'll be trying to make my fucking exit before Kris get ready to make my exit. Because if Kris make your exit, bitch, you gonna be leaving without shit. You gonna be ending up like Lamar, sitting up here on the floor, down to the brothel, down to the trying to live. Down to the trying to get a breath of oxygen, bitch. You gonna be Kanye West. You ain't gonna be having no damn sense. Or you gonna be Jordan. Everybody gonna be out here calling you a hoe now. Like, you gotta make your exit before Kris make your exit. Because if she gotta make your exit, she gonna ruin you.
They said on Instagram that the reason Jordan ain't been on Instagram is because Kylie cut off her phone plan. The memes have been hilarious.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Girl, it don't
Jordan,
make sense,
what have you been doing? I want to know. This whole time you've been Kylie friend, outside of working with them, I know that she's been doing little modeling for them on their websites and stuff, which they done snatch her off of all their websites, by the way. Girl, they done snatched all your shit. Okay, you was doing the little modeling gigs, all that's gone. So, but what else were you doing? Were you doing modeling for anybody else? Were you trying to brand yourself? Were you what were you? Did you use this? Did you really Did you come into this situation really thinking, oh, me and Kylie, we good Judy's for real? Or did you come into this with your brains in your goddamn head and trying to get something out of this? That's the thing. It's like, if you're going to go into a situation with the Kardashians, you got to understand, you got to get what you can get while you there. You got to get what you got to go into that shit with a plan. You can't just go up in there willy-nilly.
The real question is, did you stack up your coins? Do you have a coin safe? Because we already know you were staying with Kylie. You were staying with Kylie. Kylie bought you a house. Did you get them? Not a house. Bought you it was like a Benz truck or something like that. A $300,000 or $400,000 car. I don't know.
Right. Who name on the paperwork?
Did you get the car in your name? Did you stack up a coin? Was you living off of her and then putting all your money to the side? Or was you just letting her buy you everything? So now that she's not buying everything for you, you don't have no money. I really feel like that's what she was doing. She was just living the life of luxury. I don't have to worry about money because my life is being paid for. Versus what kind of, I don't get it. Why would you want to stay with your best friend anyway? Your best friend got a whole man and child. Like, I don't get it. I guess when your house is that big, it's more like a compound. I can live in the house and never see you.
That's true. This is true. She probably, because she got a whole wing. She probably had a whole wing of her own.
Exactly. I guess it's like the Greenleafs. How their house was so big, everybody got basically a whole apartment or regular house inside the house. But I guess
that's exactly probably how it was. But I don't know. It was just probably the allure of being with the Kardashians, the allure of being spotted out and seen out with Kylie and making all the blogs and the headlines and all that stuff. She probably was thoroughly enjoying all of that stuff. But girl, like that, and she's young, and that's probably the saddest part about it. Is she's young and she didn't grow up. She's not a Kardashian. She's not a Jenner. She didn't grow up with Kris. She don't understand. Like, I don't know. She don't get it. Like, she don't get how they work and how they make stuff work for them. So she went into this situation and she got used up, just like so many other people who have gone into a situation, who have gone into the Kardashian den and came out used out and used up. So.
Right. Okay. But Kris Jenner, congratulations on securing another bag yet again. Chloe, good luck on Bachelorette. I'm sure you'll find another victim. You'll find another victim.
You said it right. You said it right.
Yeah. Are we moving on?
So what you got for us?
Let me see. Let's see. What do I have?
I'm out of tea, by the way. That's it for me, honey. I feel like this is gonna be one of the shortest episodes we ever had.
We have to run through this reckless, and we'll be out of here. So Trump has formally ended discussions with the state of California regarding vehicle fuel efficiency and emission standards. So basically, during Obama's era, he had set certain laws into place that basically prevented or basically required manufacturers of vehicles to meet a certain emission standard. Basically, their cars could not be too toxic to the air, and that also, on top of that, that the car standards were to automatically increase yearly. So every year that went by, your car had to be more a certain measure. I don't know the exact measurement, how they measure, toxic gas emissions from cars, but every year it increased. So basically, eventually cars wouldn't be able to be toxic to the earth. Eventually, it would increase to a point where the cars wouldn't have any emissions so far. And I think like the Teslas and all these other cars have already proven that their cars exist and that you can make and sell cars that actually have no emissions and are completely safe for the environment and so on and so forth. Of course, anything good that Obama did, Trump is gunning to undo all of it, and he's been very successful. Actually, I should actually one of these episodes list all the stuff that he has undone. Specifically, his agenda is to, what did Obama do? Okay, let's go ahead and undo that shit.
Counsel it, right?
He has a whole council committee in the White House that is strictly dedicated to undoing every good thing that Obama has done.
If they told him that Obama wrote the national anthem, he would be trying to cancel that too.
Right. If Obama came out and said he liked NFL, then next thing we know, he'll be gunning for the NFL. That's how anti-Obama he is. But the reason that California has been one of the more vocal states is because of the amount of drivers that they have on the roads. I don't know if you guys know this, but California, and especially with the traffic out here, is horrible. They literally have signs on the freeway that says, "Do not move here. We have too many people. Go back home, wherever y'all came from." Because people in California are very tired of the specifically in both the South and the North Bay. Or the Bay and the South Bay, I'm sorry. But anyway, back to the point. A lot of people on the roads, a lot of cars. So they have always been one of the spearheads of trying to make sure that cars are getting better for the environment. Out here, you have to actually do a smog test, which coming from Louisiana, we never had to do that. Basically, it tests your car's emission level to make sure that these older cars are not, because you know how these old trucks be producing all this smoke and all of that.
Yes,
they don't want that on the roads. They basically stop it.
If they did that damn test in Louisiana, these girls would be walking, honey. There's so many old ass cars out here and shit, bitch.
Right. So basically, that's what it does. So California's always been one of the spearheaded states, which is why the White House was in communication with them. So essentially, the White House said, since we cannot reach agreement on this, fuck y'all, fuck this Obama policy. We about to undo this shit, so we about to allow all manufacturers to make how cars however they want to. We're not going to require them to meet any certain emission standards. But what California is now trying to do, and in response, is trying to make their own state laws to basically try to and join in with other states to put pressure on these vehicle manufacturers to ensure that they meet certain standards, or their cars will not be allowed in their states, allowed to be sold in their states. So yeah, that's going on. Let me see what else I have.
You know what? Let me slide up in here because I did have one story, especially since we don't mention Colin Kaepernick so many times. I did have one story that I didn't get to last week that is still worth mentioning. I think it was very good news, at least to me it was. So in Colorado, there's a sports apparel store there that had to close up shop, honey, because months ago, this store vowed to ban Nike items because of the brand's support of Colin Kaepernick. Oh, this is good news. I love when stupid people get stupid results. So this man's name is Stephen Martin, and he's the owner of Primetime Sports. He said that it became difficult to continue business with Nike making apparel for a lot of the pro and college sports team. If you don't know, Nike has exclusive contracts with the NFL and the NBA. So I don't know what the fuck this man was thinking. Like, how you thought you was going to have on a sports apparel store and you was going to ban Nike when they got motherfucking exclusive contracts with a goddamn NFL
Right.
and the NBA. Like, what the hell you thought you was going to be able to do? And he said that being a sports store without Nike is kind of like being a milk store without milk. You think? You think, motherfucker? He said, despite the closure and laying off staff, he says that he is leaving with his dignity. He said, I didn't give in to big Nike and big dollars. I didn't give in. I did it my way. That part of the military respect that's just in me cannot be sacrificed or compromised, as I believe Brandon Marshall and Colin Kaepernick both did. I don't like losing a business over it, but I'd rather live with myself. So this just goes to show y'all, honey, that it ain't even worth these motherfuckers out here, the length, okay? These motherfuckers out here that, you know, believe that Colin Kaepernick was protesting the flag or the anthem or the military or whatever. It ain't even worth trying to explain shit to them. They gonna believe what they want, because if this man is sitting up here willing to give up his source of income, okay, he's willing to give up his source of income over something that ain't even true, then it ain't nothing you can do or say to fight somebody who wanna just be willfully ignorant, because that's what it is. It ain't nothing you can do against that. So I think that this was great news. Good luck and good.
If dollar signs don't make you want to find out the truth, then I don't know what will.
I don't know what will.
But yeah, so next I wanted to go over Robert Mueller is expected to conclude finally. We've been talking about this for years, since we've been doing this podcast essentially. Robert Mueller is expected to finally conclude his investigation possibly within the next week or two.
Yes.
Meaning his reports or his findings will be released to the district attorney, and the district attorney's name is I want to say his last name is Barr.
Is it Barr?
Yeah. Attorney General Bill Barr. At which point
he just got up in there, didn't he?
Yeah, he's fresh up in here. So basically, this is what's going to happen. All the tea that Mueller has and he has accumulated, he's going to put it into an official report, at which point it's going to be submitted directly to Attorney General Bill Barr. At which point Bill Barr basically determines the outcome of what happens with this information. He will determine if charges are going to be pressed. He will determine if the report hears the light of day. He determines the only thing that he is required to do is to confirm that he did receive a report. He's not required to do shit else outside of confirming. He's not required to summarize what the report says. He's not required to release the full report to the public. He's not required to act on it. He's not required to do a goddamn thing. The only thing that he actually is required to do is, if asked, has the report been submitted, he would have to say, yes, the report has been submitted. That's all he would have to do. And so they asked him, let me see if I can get the direct quote on what he said he's going to do. They asked him, what is he going to do in the event that he receives the report? And he said, I would love to be transparent, but basically I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do when I want to do it, how I'm going to do it. So he basically ain't said shit. He basically didn't give no inclination on what he's going to do. I don't know what's going to happen. Congress is already gearing up. They've already written, I want to say several Democrats in Congress have written several letters to the Attorney General requesting that in the event that he does receive it, that he immediately notify them and that he released it to the public, or at least release parts of it, or redact certain pieces of it and at least release it to Congress so they can get their eyes on it. So it's already going to be a fight depending on what he's going to do. So over the next couple of weeks, all hell is about to break loose, because once Mueller released this report, of course, Congress and Democrats are going to want to find out what's in this report. Hopefully, Bill Barr just go ahead and release the report to the public. I honestly doubt that that's what's going to happen. I very doubtfully think that that's what's going to happen. In the event that they cannot force him to release the report to the public or summarize it or give any details regarding it, Congress can subpoena Robert Mueller himself and basically ask him to testify to this, ask him to testify to his findings in the report. So it's just a lot. It's a lot that's going to be happening over the next couple of weeks. I feel like we've been building up to this moment, so we need to see. So we'll definitely be keeping you guys abreast on what's going to happen with that. It's going to be a lot of tea. Hopefully Mueller, and I honestly feel like Mueller is going to outline all of Trump's transgressions in his report, and hopefully it's our saving grace, especially leading into this new election, to go ahead and get him to where he don't even run for president again.
Right.
But yeah, I did also want to mention, I think we talked about last week, Venezuela. So Venezuela has been going through a whole hot mess. Their current leader, and I don't even know if I even saved his name. Basically, the president of Venezuela has been basically running this country like it's a dictatorship or monarchy or something like that. He has been rigging elections. It's just been a whole bunch going on. The people there are starving. There's a whole civil war going on inside the country. There is another leader that the United States and several other countries are now recognizing as the official president, although I wish I would have saved their names so I could tell you. But yes, opposition. Okay, I have their names. The leader of the opposition is Juan Guaido. The current president is Nicolas Maduro. Maduro has basically been running the country like a dictatorship. Guaido is the one that the other countries are now banding together and trying to put their support behind. Currently, the U.S. Has sent about, I want to say, 200,000 pounds of food and resources, and they're now sitting at the border of Venezuela. The current Maduro has basically shut off all the borders. They are not allowing the U.S. to bring in the supplies. They are not accepting foreign aid from the U.S. and other countries who are supporting Guaido. They have, however, stated that they've accepted aid from Russia and China, which Russia and China always... Anyway, but we have no proof of that. What we do know is that the people there are starving. The homicide rates are extremely high right now. That Maduro is actually killing his citizens. We know that at least 1 million citizens have left and fled to the neighboring country of Colombia. And however, Colombia is getting to the point where they cannot sustain the aid. I know about 50,000 or so people have already made it. Venezuelans have made it to the U.S. And so, which brings me to the next point, is that certain members of Congress and the White House are basically, not the White House, some members of the government are basically putting pressure on the White House to add Venezuela to the Temporary Protection Act, basically allowing them temporary protection under the asylum privileges, basically allowing them to come to this country. It's very unlikely that Trump is going to sign off on this, being that during his presidency, he has removed asylum privileges to over 250,000 people so far. He has been he has not assigned any new asylum countries or privileges, and he's actually been working in the direct opposite and has been successfully removing asylum from country after country after country, basically not allowing any more citizens from those countries to come over to the United States. And the ones that are 250 that are actually living in this country are eligible for deportation again. So it's very unlikely that he's going to open his borders, open the government, or open America up to help aid Venezuela. Especially with this whole wall thing. He don't even want Mexicans coming over here.
Right.
So I highly doubt that he's going to do anything for these people in Venezuela. In addition to that, he's also considering taking military action to try to force, because right now the aid that has been sent to Venezuela is literally sitting outside of the border. It has not made it successfully into Venezuela. So they are considering military using military force to invade the country and therefore try to provide the aid that way. Historically, that has always been unsuccessful. This is not something new that the United States has tried to do, and it has never worked out. It normally just ends up resulting in more people being killed, both on both sides, civilians and the like. So professionals are really urging Trump not to use military force. But you know Trump, what he is, and he loves to talk about this military and all this money they invested in it and how strong and powerful it is, and he just feels like the military, like this is a video game. You just go in and just force your way on people, and if they're going to bow down, it's like that's not how foreign policy works. That's not how the world works. But yeah, so that's
that's what happens when you have a president with no political experience, though. So
right, but yeah, that's what's going on. That's what I have for this week. Did you have anything else?
No, ma'am, honey. We done wrapped up super early today. Lord have mercy.
I know this is a short episode.
But you know what? This was a short week of tea, to be honest, because the biggest thing was Jesse. That was it.
Yeah, not much is happening outside of that.
Right.
But yeah, I do want to say it's a little early before as far as it's a lot of people in the Democratic race for presidency, 2020 presidency. There's a lot of stuff going on with that. I'm just waiting personally until more comes out, because nobody has even released their platform, officially what they're standing for, all of that. So we'll definitely give you guys more insight into that as time goes on. I think it's still a little early for us to really be talking about, who we're supporting and who we're rooting for and all of that, because we don't really have enough information to to make a sound call. But
right, and we're giving these girls an opportunity to go ahead and shoot themselves in the foot before we even get there, because some of these girls, they out here talking. Be out of here. They are. They running their mouths. The shit that they saying not all the way adding up. They claiming to be listening to music that wasn't out already. Like it's a lot of bullshit going on right now. So we're gonna wait till we get to, like you say, get more information, and then we'll be able to really make some sound judgments, because we gotta make sure that 2020 is better.
Right, the field is naturally going to shrink itself over the next couple of months anyway. So there's no sense in putting your support behind somebody who's not even going to make it far.
Okay.